Next up is sophomore Youstina Hanna, who wrestled 140 pounds for our girls team and was also one of the captains. If you want your definition of hard work, perseverance, dedication, paying off, well, Youstina is the one to look at. Um, Here's a girl who this was only her third year of wrestling. She came out like Claire did in eighth grade, and like Claire, kind of got her butt kicked. She maybe won, I think, one match, maybe two matches her entire eighth grade season. Went down to the girls' state tournament, didn't win a match there. Put the work in over the summer, um, going into her freshman year, got a lot better, showed a lot of improvement. Had a pretty good freshman year. Not what she was hoping for, obviously, but then it was going into her sophomore year this year that she really put the work in. She started doing a lot more, off-season training with freestyle training. So much so that Youstina qualified not only for the freestyle state tournament over the summer, she placed. She was a state runner-up actually in her weight class and qualified to be a member of Team Ohio and went down and wrestled down at the national tournament down in Fargo. Now she didn't win All American, but that experience I think really opened her up to her potential, and she was able to see just how good of a wrestler she is and can be. Um, so that was a great experience for her, and it really kind of led her into this year. I mean, she was one of our three girls invited to compete at the Women of Ironman, which, if you don't know, the Ironman tournament is the toughest male tournament in the country, and they just started a women's version of it. It takes place at the beginning of the season, and you have to be invited. And Youstina, as well as two other girls we'll talk about later, were invited. And kind of the reason Youstina was invited was her performance down at the freestyle state and national tournament. And she went there and took third against some of the best girls, not only in the state, but in the country. So it was a very great start to her season. And this would kind of lead her into the direction that she wanted to go, which ultimately was to qualify for the state and to place. On the season, Youstina had 37 wins, which not only put her in the 30 win club, but was also the team leader and the girls' school record for most wins. So she is the current record holder for most wins in a season by a female. Of those 37 wins, 28 were by pin, three of them by decision. She had 36 takedowns, 17 total near falls, 14 reversals, and 11 escapes. As mentioned, she took third at the Women of Ironman tournament, fourth at the Mapleton Girls tournament, fourth at the Lady Vikings tournament, fourth at the Perry Girls tournament, second at the Lady Raiders Invitational. Now, a lot of these tournaments too, she was not wrestling 140 pounds. She did not make that drop until later in the season. She was wrestling 145 pounds, which was a meat grinder. It was a very tough weight class. A lot of these tournaments, she was running into the same girls again, and they were going back and forth. Sometimes she would win, sometimes the other girls would win. It was a really brutal weight class, but I think that also helped her get ready for 140 pounds because when she made that drop, um, it was she wrestled much better. And she made that drop around the pre-regional time, which she finished third place at, qualifying for the regional tournament. And again, never forget her reaction when she found out that she had qualified. I mean, she wrestled at regionals last year, but they didn't have a qualifier for that last year. That's how much girls wrestling has grown that they had to add a qualifier just for the regionals. But she broke down and cried tears of joy when she realized she qualified. And then at regionals, she had a little bit of a setback early on, but she battled her way through and beat a girl that had beaten her before in a very close match to qualify for the state. And that's, just, seeing her accomplish part of her goal. That was, making state was definitely part of her goal, but it wasn't a full thing. It was, one of the greatest things because the girl worked so hard. She put so much effort in, both physically and mentally, that she finally achieved one of her big goals. And then she kept it going down at the state tournament. She battled back. She battled some really tough girls. At one point, she was in a match. It was her blood round match, which means she had to win to place, and she was down 10-1. And she kept battling. She didn't give up. And it was 10-1 at the end of the first. She kept battling back, and sitting up top watching, I saw, third period rolled around and she had her choice and she took top. And at that point, I knew Youstina's winning this match. There's no way because when she's on top, she is brutal. She is so aggressive. I know, like, this girl is not going to be able to last. And lo and behold, with about 11 seconds left in the match, Youstina got the pin to win and secure her place as All Ohio. So she finished eighth in Ohio, becoming All Ohio wrestler. She was selected as the LCWCOA All Star, which she had the match of the night there as well, of course. She was first team All Star for the Morning Journal, first team All Star for the Chronicle Telegram. She also earned Academic All Ohio, one of a few wrestlers that ever achieved this. And you have to have a cumulative GPA of a 3.5 or higher, which Youstina easily has. So she was selected as Academic All Ohio as well as NWCA Academic All American. Youstina was also selected by her peers and coaches to be a captain this year. So in her career so far, as only a sophomore, Youstina has 60 wins, so well on her way to 100, 47 by pin, 4 decisions, 50 takedowns, 20 total near falls, 18 reversals, and 15 escapes. She's been a captain. She's a 2-time regional qualifier, a 1-time state qualifier, 1-time state placer, a 1-time academic All-Ohio, and 1-time National Wrestling Coaches Association academic All-American. And at the time of this recording, I can tell you right now, she's already preparing for next year. I know she's already gearing up for freestyle season. She wants to go back down to Fargo. She wants to earn All-American down there this time. She's already gung ho about it, and she's also involved in other things. She's in track and field. She does other things. She's in cross country, and you talk to those coaches, they say the exact same thing about Youstina. If you tell her to run through a wall, not only will she try to do it, she will do it. She'll figure out a way. She'll just, through her perseverance and through her determination, she will break that wall down. So, the future is extremely bright for Youstina. Obviously, her goal is to get to the top of the podium now. And with the way she works and her, the way she puts her mind, to her goals, there's no doubt that she can accomplish this. Youstina did also earn her second year varsity letter this year. Congratulations to Youstina Hanna.